guys, what is up, what is up? Welcome back to another debate video. It's your host, Mark.
It's your host, Haley.
It's your host, Jamie.
And just like the Discord says, it's just Wade.
And Andrew.
Fuck, I forgot
OCA.
about this guy over here.
OCA in the
He's
bills.
hard to miss.
The bat.
He was so camouflaged there, it was hard to see him.
We thought he was off camera still.
Andrew's threatening me with a little hammer.
Looks like he's wearing a dress.
This is our second episode of what we're gonna call Agree to Disagree. I hope you guys liked the first one. Obviously, leave what happened. Leave comments below on what you think of this one. Andrew's gonna introduce our topic today. Go ahead, Andrew. Please? Yep.
Where's the volume up button?
Is there a way to turn the volume up on this machine? Is it the hammer or how do you work this thing? There it is.
Support.
Hey! Okay.
We're basically going to be debating on which role is more important.
Okay.
Damages / carries or supports.
Disclaimer, folks. We might not hold these ideals in our truest of hearts, but for the basis of being unbiased and giving an argument based in reality and fact, we are going to debate what what the sides are. We're getting.
Tatas.
We're going to debate tatas. So
we will go first.
Sure.
Yes.
Let it happen.
Go ahead.
Opening statements.
Opening statements.
I'm not ready.
Go ahead.
Andrew.
Alright.
Nice.
Alright, so we are here on the side of supports arguing that we are more important because we are A, multifaceted, and B, multifaceted.
Dual multifaceted.
We bring everything. We bring healing. We bring CC. We bring debuffs. We bring buffs. We bring everything.
Buff and debuff.
And we do damage too. Maybe not as much as you guys, but we do damage. So,
Supports can carry.
and the whole team relies on it.
When you're done, just say I close.
I
yield.
quit.
I yield my time. I quit.
I'm putting my 2 weeks in.
I quit.
Jamie has more.
Yeah. Jamie's got more.
So anyway, supports are better than ADCs because we make the game.
Okay.
Without us, you guys wouldn't have any
Right.
engage. You guys wouldn't be able to do anything because you guys would just be dead. You know, ADCs without a support are literally children without a
Wow.
babysitter.
I like the choreography on that, Mark. That was
Thank
good.
you.
Can I start us off?
Be my guest.
Mark, I believe a few weeks ago we played a game where we decided to all play supports. And in that game, as you will recall, we lost.
Because you were in the
Pretty
game.
brutally.
You know what? It's our time, Mark.
It's our
Please
time.
yield.
It's our time.
You've already put your 2 weeks in.
And I recall that your KDA was also not pristine in that game.
Wasn't clean at all.
Yeah. And we had one ADC, and that was our wonderful and beautiful Mana Junkies. And he did a great job. He did the best he could. And honestly,
Played out.
yeah, but we just had too many supports.
Facts.
That's proving
That ADCs rule and supports do drool.
they rule.
So my addition to this was that you guys said that supports make the game, right? So a team of all supports, again, like Haley had talked about, if they make the game, what are the babysitters without the children? Unemployed. Unemployed. By the way, he didn't hit the hammer on them. He goes, time.
Deployed?
That was poetic.
Unemployed. Okay. So now we will now converse, debate style. Again, we will cede the floor to the supports. You are free to respond to our opening statement.
All right, well,
Retired.
Thank you. Okay, anyways. Well, first of all, we didn't argue about having 5 supports. We argued that we are just simply more important. And from the data that you have collected, which is 1 game, if you look at it from a holistic standpoint of 10 games, we won 9 games of full supports versus 1 game of lost supports, which by some coincidence that you were in that 1 game that we lost. So
And it's not just League of Legends, but we did a live stream with Overwatch, which it was you 3 versus me and Andrew, where I went support, you 3 went DPSs, and me and Andrew just destroyed you 3.
Here's my rebuttal to that. We have 2 months in the game. think that's an easy rebuttal. And when the DPSs, I feel like are very high level. I think Andrew could attest to this. Regardless of the healers, you take out the weakest link, which are the healers, and then the tower falls.
Why didn't you take me out first?
I did when I could.
No, you took out Andrew first, and I still 1v2.
Again, 2 months in the game, years. In my opinion, you don't see games won by healers. You've seen games elongated by healers. I think DPS in both Overwatch and League usually are the pushers. Usually are the ones that are making the plays. At the end of the day, we got to go do the dirty work.
I would like to argue this. A DPS or ADC may be able to exist and succeed without a support, but a support on its own could not exist or succeed without a DPS or ADC.
So obviously I'm not as well versed in knowing. I didn't even know what ADC was until like 2 weeks ago, and still am having trouble with it. I think that's a good point. The healers, you're the expert in this case. Healers, they do a specific job, which is to get the DPS or the ADC back into the game, right? To give them a boost to do what they're supposed to do already, which is go forward and push the bounds of the game. The game is won by pushing the bounds of the game, right? Especially in League, you have to go and take the Nexus. I don't know any healers that are on the front line taking Nexus. I feel like the DPS or the ADC or tank
The BLT.
or the BLT with a side of Mayo are the ones that have to push the front line. The healers should stay behind. And yes, they assist, but they do not get the job done.
I mean, there are a lot of healers and a lot of supports that can't do frontline. You know,
They're called engage supports.
Leona.
So these
The
are splits, right?
No, you can when you pick your game and champion it.
But you're not playing true
Correct.
I
support.
believe they're called
No, those are
Nope,
true
nope.
supports
But
also.
do you build them like true support, or do you build them like an attack support?
No, you build them literally support items that are made for characters, champions,
Yes.
that literally are, their job is to engage.
No.
Without them.
It's not a thing.
Yes, it is!
So-
Without them, you wouldn't be able to engage at all. An EDC, especially because they're very squishy, needs someone to make the plays to get them started. An ADC cannot go into a team by themselves, because if they do,
Can a
they
support?
die.
Can a
A
support go in by themselves?
support needs to be able to go in and take the damage, like a Taric ult that makes them invincible, basically.
One example.
Goes in, or Leona, who
Two
has
examples.
insane
It's two, we don't have
CC, who goes in and makes the team just not move.
Obliterate.
We need a couple more.
So,
Figure it out.
a support makes the game.
I thought they-
Nope.
If the ADC or the damage is not
They're
doing
being our
damage, the
acronyms.
support goes AP and they carry the game.
Our acronyms aren't as strong as theirs.
And we need the support to help the DPS, to help the ADCs to get stronger.
As the CDC has argued.
Hold on, I'm trying to understand
Okay,
this. So
yes.
you can basically, what you're saying is you can take a healer, and regardless if the ADC is there or not, they can do the job of the ADC and the healer.
Oh, yes.
Is that because of the player playing the healer?
Or they could help someone else, like a tank.
What about Soldier
Can an
76?
ADC
Soldier 76. Heals.
He does heal himself.
Torp heals.
He does heal himself. That's true. So
Or
he has.
heals.
Torb heals his turrets.
Torp heals.
He like
I'm
rebuilds his
sorry.
turrets.
He killed his turn.
Not Torp.
It's a good,
Roadhog.
it's a good point.
Roadhog heals.
Hog is a tank, but
Hog heals.
that's true. But so they can do the job of the ADC slash DPS. What's going on?
Yes, but that's not the only
But-
thing supports are good for.
But ADCs and DPS, can they not do the job of the healer in a certain sense? Can they not help out tanks? Can they not draw attention away? Can they not stay in the back line and take shots there too? They can't draw attention away from the bigger tanks so that they can move forward?
Yeah.
No,
Why can't they do that?
Damage
because
is
I said so.
So like
I think that
Widowmaker,
they
for
can.
example. Widowmaker stays behind and takes picks off.
Yeah,
She's
true.
not pushing forward.
She's rarely getting heals anyway.
But if she's not in the front line doing that, that wouldn't be considered a super hard push, but it's an ADC that still has, damage from a long distance range. She's still staying back and playing aggressively while also playing a little bit defensively backward.
But see, it's not just healing.
Here's-
It's buffs, it's debuffs,
It's
it's CC,
engaging.
it sleeps.
In League,
No.
No, in Overwatch.
What are the
too.
CCs in Overwatch?
Anna sleep.
Brig.
that's a stun, but I mean, DPS have stuns.
Here's the thing.
Do they?
There are some that have some
Oh, they do?
stuns.
Yeah, they do.
I don't know.
Yeah, the creep.
Yeah. So there's some other characters that have those type of abilities to stun and even Junkrat with his trap. There are things that you can do to offset that.
But basically, there are other ones,
Okay.
like Baptiste's Immortality Field,
Okay.
where a DPS can just stand in it and aim for free.
Okay.
So a support's job is to
Right.
make sure that the team doesn't
Yep.
die
Right.
The
and
whole
engages.
Right.
Without that engage, how can a DPS go in and start a fight without getting picked off? They can only shoot one
don't have
bullet
to
at
go
a
in.
time.
Here's what I would
They don't
like to
have to
say.
go in.
I would
Just
like
stay
to,
behind.
I would like to say something. The question was not, can a DPS, is a DPS better off without a support? Because obviously we know the answer to that. Of course not. It's better
Of
for a
course not.
DPS to have a support with them.
Right.
The question is support or DPS more
Better.
effective
More important.
on the offense?
But DPS don't necessarily have to be close. They don't have to run in.
Yeah, they don't have
They're
to run.
long range. They're
Okay,
long
then
range.
what if
DPS.
somebody
Pretty long
flanks,
range.
or what if someone ganks from behind, from the sides? We need the,
Why would a
the
support be
support
better
there.
off?
If DPS
Because
It's not about not having
they
a
have
support there. It's
disengage.
about having a support there rather than
They have disengage.
ADC.
to help that jungler, to help that assassin.
It's
to help
not. They're not
whoever
there. You're
flanking.
just a support there. You're the only one there. It's about having one or the other.
No, it's
Yeah,
which is
it
more
is.
important. That's the
Say, what do you-
topic.
I'm not sure what.
It's not that which one.
Which one's more effective?
In a one-on-one situation, who's more effective?
Yeah.
If I put in a DPS
Your whole
against
team has
a
died. You're the
healer.
only one left. Would you rather be playing a DPS or support?
Now I understand that
That's
this is
the
a little
But
bit of a
that's not,
little bit of a
that's not-
different.
that's not most games. Most games are team-based games. So
That's-
we
that's
need
a little bit of a
team-based
different-
player.
But
Or a
to
team
settle
based-
who is more important to the to
Which is
settle who is
support.
more
all I have
important.
to say for Overwatch League players is J. Jonak. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, I love him.
J. Jonah Jameson for us Marvel people.
Joe Jonas.
That's all I got to say.
That's all I have to say for ADCs.
Daily
Joe
Bugle.
Jonas.
All I have to say
Jonas
is Betty
Brothers.
Wall.
Order up, Andrew.
Record?
Order up.
Order up. Or is he a fry cook now?
There it is.
Double the
There's one
ball.
job.
Order number 27's ready.
After you.
I
okay.
would
first
like
last
to.
time.
Yeah, go ahead.
I would like to present a question to the defense. Let's take the example of League. In terms of the champion that has done most effectively push the map, do you believe that that was a support, or do you believe that that was an ADC?
I believe
In
that was
most
the top.
games.
Neither.
It's not
It's the
not
jungler.
ADC.
Out of the two
neither
that we
one of them.
presented, who would be the more likely?
Yeah, of the two.
Support.
Support.
Support roams.
How so?
ADC farms. ADC is useless
Support
without
helps
farming.
other lanes push.
Exactly.
Hmm.
A support roams
Interesting.
to mid lane to gank.
Because when I
Or
play
helps out the
support,
jungler. While
I do not
ADC
do
is
that.
stuck babysitting, getting minions, farming because they are useless without that farm.
Ooh.
And yet a support is useless without an ADC partner.
No.
Yes.
No, if the ADC is
Name
useless,
5
you
reasons
throw
why.
them away and you go mid lane.
I will name 600 reasons why.
600.
You go
Okay.
mid lane, you help jungler, and you build AP because forget your ADC.
Don't listen to her.
Least my argument here, and I'm gonna get some. I think I'm gonna get some hate here. I think I am.
Ooh.
But
Ooh.
I have to be true to who I am and who I play.
Any video part 2?
All right, comment section. Let me have it. I'm ready for it. Supports are boring. Supports are very boring to play.
That is true,
Yeah,
actually.
that's true.
I don't think that you
That's
guys.
very true.
I
I
have
don't.
no argument against that.
I don't think when everyone queues up, they go, "Let me grab this support real quick." I'm not talking about just
Yeah,
League.
to CS.
I don't like supports in Overwatch as far as playing them. I don't like to
I
walk
love
around
supports.
playing Mercy. I'm not a big fan. I want to
I
go
fly
in.
around.
Yes.
I want to go in
I get
and
motion sickness.
I want to go in and
I
make
killed them
plays.
with Battle Mercy.
If everybody was to just play heals, right? If everybody just wanted to play the same safe, okay, pick you up, don't have to have really any downhill running ability to go and shoot, move, agility, speed, violence. Shout out Dr. Disrespect. I don't feel like the games would be as competitive and quite frankly as fun. And I think that's because people have the gun skills at an ADC or a DPS to go and play. And there are some, I would say, support that have, like Anna, that do have to have some gun skill because she's shooting. But I feel like for the majority of DPS, the actual downhill running, the aggressive style gameplay is what makes Overwatch what it is.
All those things too.
Also, as the sorry, Kaylee.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
As the encyclopedia of gaming knowledge for G-Mineo,
She said it.
I would also like to point out that there was a time in Overwatch where there was a comp with no DPSs at all. It was called GOATs. 3
What happened
tanks,
to it?
3 healers. Overwatch got rid of it. Blizzard got rid of it because it was
Why?
too boring, but it was too OP. There has never been a comp where there is only DPSs.
If you look at either games, if you take a team and you line up all supports, okay, we're all going to play supports, and then you take the other team, you go, we're all going to play ADC, we're all going to play DPS. the team that is going to win is obviously the team that is going to do more damage. Especially if the other team doesn't have
they can all heal
DPS
each
or
other.
ADC on the other team.
They can all heal each other.
Have you
How did that work
and
for
still do
you?
damage.
How does that work?
6.
So
They all
here's
hurt each
where I
other.
think the crux.
They're too
DPS.
squishy. They're too squishy. They can't.
So is
They
DPS.
can't climb.
I think-
DPS is also squishy too.
So I think the crux of the argument, it comes down to, obviously we're going to defend our side to the death, but
Yes.
the crux of the argument is going to come down to this: who is more important in a game to win? Right? Who is going to help you win a game more? Is it going to be your healer or is it going to be your DPS / ADC? On the highest level of things, it is my belief that the games will be won. The games will be helped win by supports, but the games will be won at the end of the day by DPS or by ADC. Whether it's attacking the Nexus or pushing the payload or finding ways to clear out a team, obviously tanks will be a big help in that, but tanks aside, there's still
Sorry,
going to have to
tank
be
mains.
damage done
I'm also
to win games. Tank mains.
A thought just came into my mind.
Yes.
I would like to point out.
Oh, we had help.
Wow. Andrew,
Andrew!
wow.
We had a sidebar with our
Vocabulary.
judge.
I
There was
don't
some
know
new
what
evidence.
you're talking about.
There was a sidebar and there was new evidence presented to the case.
I would
We
like
have
to
it.
present another question. What does ADC stand for again? Please. This is a rhetorical question. I know
Oh,
the
I know
answer.
where- I know where
Please,
this is
please
going.
ask.
I know.
Attack,
please answer.
damage, carry.
Carry!
But without the support,
That's
there's
that's
no
all.
Why do you
carry.
think they changed it to bot? It's no longer ADC. It's just called bot now. Because
Why
it
did
is
you
a
say
bot.
that?
It's a
Why did you say
robot.
that in your message?
DPS,
All they do
damage
is
per
bot.
Clarify
second.
that in your message.
ADCs, please
Actually, I like
stop
I
buying
didn't know what that
coal.
meant.
Really?
Do damage.
I don't even know if that's what it means.
It sounds
Why
good.
is it not SC? Support carry.
The only thing we can leave this argument on, I think, and be true to our own points, is
He just
just where we
Or
started.
drool.
Horse drool. Just where we started. In a game, in a high-level game, at the highest skill
Highest
is thrown out the
possible
window. Everybody's good, right? Everyone's good. It's going to
Yes.
come down to whose characters are more suited for a victory. Who's more important to that team? Skill aside.
I mean,
If
if
you can
everyone's
say
good,
stuff like,
then the tanks can take out the carries. Because then the tanks are also good, right?
okay, tanks
The
aside
tanks
because
can't
they're
just-
not
Tanks aren't
the
even in this.
argument.
Yes,
But
they are. That's the whole
So
point.
you're arguing
That's the
for
whole-
tanks?
That's
I
the
thought you
whole
liked
argument
supports.
for supports because supports help the tanks. The supports help
Of
the
course,
rest of the
everybody.
junglers.
The ideal is a balanced team, but we're not talking about that. We're not talking about balance.
But you don't see an
Talking about
ADC
who's more important.
disengaging as much as supports.
Yeah.
would they at the highest level?
Yes.
So
That's why. That's why
wouldn't-
there's a
wouldn't
lot of
we
funneling
consider
in
that
pro
then?
games. That's why Faker plays Lulu. That's why there's Soraka top. Boom. What else is
I can name professional players.
Don't
too.
go there, Mark.
That's why Biofrost plays
Go.
Reinhardt,
What else?
and
That's why XQC plays Winston and Tracer.
Yeah, and that's why.
What else? What else?
Tank.
What else? Tracer ain't. He's a body with Tracer. Okay, we are now at the point where comment section, you're gonna decide. We're gonna give you closing remarks, and you let us know in the comments below
No, you can say it.
what is the right answer to this question. Who's more important? Support, ADC / DPS. Please, closing remarks.
So my closing remarks, since Mark did our opening remark.
Closing remarks.
Remarks
That might be a point for them. I can't lie.
is that we have the best closing remarks
Okay, I like it already. It's a good start.
because without a support, ADCs are lost. All they can do is farm by themselves and get ganked. But a support can hold on their team. They can go somewhere else and still be relevant. An ADC that falls behind is only relevant until they hit full items. A support will be relevant no matter what. And even with Overwatch, 6
Wake up, Andrew.
supports is way easier to win a game than 6 DPSs.
No, okay, so I'll start. Like I said, I think it's just a fundamental difference on what you consider to be most important. In League, I don't know that I can say I would just fully give the argument to support. They are very integral. But again, I have to go back to what would end the game. And yes, aiding DPS and aiding tanks would definitely put you in a good position, but you have to ultimately win that game. And there have been times, I know this is cherry picking a little bit, but there have been times where the Nexus is close to being had, and there's a turn in the tide, and a team comes back. But if you have a strong DPS, and you have a strong, I guess, people to, like I said, run downfield and grab that Nexus, that's the end all be all.
Yes.
Whereas support, again, yes, they will get stronger as the game goes on, but not like a fully CC'd up DPS or ADC, excuse me.
Yes.
In the case of Overwatch, like I said, yes, support's necessary. Obviously, they're a big part of the team. I don't think they're the most important part. I think when you're pushing the payload, I think, obviously, again, tanks are big. But I think that ADC, especially, or DPS, especially the ones that are on the front line, are definitely pushing the pace. And then you have some that stay back. You have a Widowmaker that can stay back and take picks. And they stop those supports in their tracks.
Chills.
The easiest kills sometimes for a Widowmaker that I've seen are some of the flying Mercies or some of the healers flying around. They're very easy kills. So as soon as you get past those guys, it's a little harder to get somebody back that can also damage you. Comments section, you decide. What's more important? Support, ADC, DPS. Let us know in the comments.
ACDC.
ADC, DPC.
Alright guys, but with all that being said, again, this has been your host Mark, this is Andrew,
This is Haley.
It's Jamie.
And I'm Wade.
and this has been Let's
Agree to disagree.
So hard!
I got a question. What's the point of Andrew being in the video?
I really don't know.
We're giving the
Sorry.
fans what they want.
Yeah, I was gonna say Andrew's here.
He's
for
just gonna
the
sit
field.
there and make sure the
He
fans
just-
get something.
You know, he sits there and looks pretty.
Yeah.
That's true. That is true.
Exactly.